All right, what a Tuesday we have lined up for us. European football is absolutely buzzing today, with a schedule that's just packed with everything from huge cup ties to some really important league games. Our job today? To slice through all that noise and pinpoint some of the smartest plays out there. So let's get right into it. So that's the million-dollar question, right? And to figure it out, we're not just going to be picking winners and losers. We're going to break this whole thing down into three key parts. First, the really heavy favorites. Then, we'll look at the games where it's all about the goals. And finally, we'll dive into some of the more calculated plays that, need a little extra strategy. Before we dive into the specific matchups, I just want to quickly touch on how we're thinking about this. Every single pick we talk about today is going to be a mix of three things: how a team's been playing lately, their motivation, which is just massive in these one-off cup games, and of course, the raw talent on their squad. It's all about finding where those three things line up perfectly. Okay, let's kick things off with the heavy hitters. These are our most confident picks for the night. The away win predictions where you've got a pretty clear and significant gap in quality between the two teams. First up, we've got a classic David versus Goliath story on our hands in the domestic cup. We've got championship side Cardiff City playing host to Premier League powerhouse Chelsea. Now on paper, this looks like a no-brainer, but we all know cup magic is a real thing. So let's look at why Chelsea is still such a solid pick here. The secret weapon for Chelsea here is just their insane squad depth. I mean, even if they rest a few key players, the team they put out is still going to be incredibly strong. But the real kicker is the news that they're still planning to field a really potent attacking lineup. That tells you everything you need to know. They're not taking any chances, and they want to get this done comfortably. Hopping over to Spain now for the Copa del Rey, we've got CD Eldense hosting a very, very good Real Sociedad side. These tricky away games in the Cup are famous for upsets, but some teams, they're just built differently. They're built to avoid those banana peels. And that's exactly the thing about Sociedad. Their whole identity is built on discipline and technical superiority. They just don't get sucked into scrappy, chaotic fights. So while, Eldense is going to come out with a ton of heart in front of their home crowd, Sociedad's ability to just control the game's tempo should be the perfect antidote to any potential upset. And for our last pick in this section, we're heading over to the Netherlands. Here, we've got Amsterdamsche FC facing a really tough assignment against NEC Nijmegen. Honestly, this one might be the biggest mismatch of the entire night. It's not just about having better players, it's a difference in professional tiers. The speed of play, the structure, the coordinated attacks from NEC Nijmegen, that's just something AFC doesn't see every week. That huge gap in intensity alone should really be the deciding factor here. Okay, switching gears completely now. For this next set of games, we're not so focused on who's going to win. Instead, it's all about predicting the type of game we're going to see. Are we in for a wild end-to-end shootout or more of a tight tactical battle? So a really common way to look at a game is predicting the number of goals. Over 2.5 is super straightforward. It just means you're expecting 3 or more goals to be scored in the entire match. It's a great angle to take when you think at least one team is just going to come out and play open, attacking football. And all 3 of the games you see here fit that bill perfectly for a couple of key reasons. First, you've got those U21 games. Youth football is often way more about player development and attacking freedom than it is about parking the bus. And second, well, you've got a team like Barcelona. They force other teams to play. Their style creates so many chances, and opponents know they have to try and attack back, which just naturally opens everything up for goals. But hey, it's not always about goals flying in from everywhere. Sometimes the smarter move is actually predicting a much more controlled game, and that's where an underbet comes into play. Now, this one's really interesting because your first thought might be PSV against a team like this, they're going to score 7 or 8. But here's the thing. In these domestic cup ties, the big clubs often rotate their squad, and once they get a comfortable lead, they just manage the game. They'll dominate, for sure, but the goal is to win professionally and move on, not necessarily to run up a massive score. Think of it as a controlled demolition, not total chaos. All right, for this last section, we're getting a little more tactical. We're looking at games where we still like the away team to win, but the home side is definitely good enough to put up a serious fight. So for these, we're going to add a little bit of insurance. Let's quickly break this down because it's an awesome tool to have in your back pocket. With 1 UP protection, if the team you back scores and goes 1 goal ahead at any point in the game, you're safe. Even if the other team comes back to draw or even win, you get your stake back. It is absolutely perfect for these kinds of tricky away games. This table lays it all out perfectly. Just think about that Valencia trip to Sporting Gijón. Valencia absolutely has the quality to go there and get the first goal, right? But Gijón is a tough place to play. They could easily fight their way back. In all 4 of these games, we really expect the stronger away team to take the lead. And that one-up protection just acts as a fantastic safety net in case the home team manages to claw their way back into it. So there you have it. That's our look at a massive Tuesday of football. We've covered the heavy favorites, we've talked about where the goals might be, and we've gotten tactical with the calculated plays. But now, I want to hear from you. What's your single best pick for tonight? Drop it in the comments below. And listen, before we wrap up, the most important thing of all is right here. Always, always play responsibly. The whole point of this is to make the games a little more exciting, not to add any stress. So enjoy the football, good luck with whatever you decide to do, and we'll catch you on the next one.